final section, which is the award we are launching. Now, one of the aims of the IJA has been to support and encourage young journalists. India needs better trained journalists now than ever before. So Britain, with its excellent educational institution, is a preferred place for many students who wants to study media in this country. And we have worked for this year with the University of Cardiff's journalism department to launch this award. So this £250 award for the best student journalist from India studying at a UK university. May I now request Amish Tripathi? He's actually our Minister of Culture, Indian High Commission here, and also he's a best-selling author in India. Amish, please talk about our award.
No, thank you so much, and I will make it brief because I know we are running late. It's wonderful that you have an award like this. Better journalism is certainly required in India. I won't comment on the West. In a bizarre way, we are stuck in the best of times and the worst of times, to paraphrase Charles Dickens. In many ways, India has never actually had it better. We've pulled 250 million people out of poverty. What used to be a problem of hunger is actually a problem of malnutrition now. Violent crime rates are actually lower than they've ever been in 70 years. In many ways, Indians should have never been happier. But if you see the media, if you see social media conversations, it's almost like it's the worst it's ever been. And there's this book I'd read of Hans Rosling, Factfulness, which said that there's a disease across the world as well. And humanity has, in many ways, never had it better. Mother Nature is having a terrible time, no doubt about it. But humanity, in many ways, has never had it better. Middle classes today lead lifestyles that the royalty couldn't have lived 100 years ago. Violent crime rates across the world are actually, on a per capita basis, are the lowest they've ever been in human history. What can the media and the people in the public space do to calm temperatures down a bit and make people understand the other point of view? If not agree completely, at least hear, and create a better social atmosphere. This is something that I think journalists and public speakers across must attempt to do. And I believe this award encourages behavior like that, and my compliments to you on this. Thank you.
Thank you, Amish. May I now invite David Dunkley Jimea from the School of Journalism at the Cardiff University, how and why they selected these two students for the award.
Thank you very much, and can I just first say, no, it's a brilliant and remarkable event you put on, and thank you also very much to your good selves over there. I want to reflect on them first, but I want to give you just a little bit of context. I know we're running really late because it's Cardiff University, which is one of the foremost universities in journalism in the UK. It's their 50th anniversary coming up. It prides itself on being a very international university and has a broad range of lectures. And just to give you some context, I started journalism around 1988, and the person who broke me into journalism was a woman called Vijay Sharma, who, those of you who know the Asian Network, she was the one who was responsible for setting up the Asian Network around 88. In 91, when I was working, when Rajiv was assassinated, I was one of the people in the actual office working at the time, and then went to work in South Africa, Channel 4, Newsnight, etc. So there's a broad range, and we're lucky to have the sort of students we have here. And for that, I'd love to give a little citation based on what we found out. So when the competition came to us, you gave us a real challenge, because ordinarily we're supposed to pick one student. But we went through the list, and we kept on coming up with these two brilliant students all the time, feared for our life that if we came to you and said we had two, you'd say, no, go back and find one. But you were generous, and it got to the point where we felt both of them deserved the accolades that they're being given. So let me start first with Janini. She produced a portfolio of 5 print features on the Me Too movement, displaying exemplary reporting of a social malaise that has long remained in the shadows. The reporter herself approached the topic with sensitivity and deftness, displaying a maturity of approach as well as diligence in seeking out previously underreported angles and culminating in a brief analysis of the dynamics and longevity of social movements. She does so with professionalism, putting the audience at the heart of her stories. And I'm going to speak very briefly about Malika as well, but just on the basis of what we've seen today, the broad range, that was print. Now, in terms of TV, Malika is being awarded for her analytical current affairs television report on the development of river transportation on the Ganga and its impact on local communities. This story quite literally navigated an important national story, examining the state's ambitious plans of infrastructural development in the light of the economic, social, and spiritual concerns of those who live and work along this sacred river. Her work exemplifies an informative and impartial approach combined with high production values.
Thank you.
Hi.
May I now invite please, to hand over the awards. May I first Janani first. And Malika Malhotra.
And can I just say for both of them, and it's, as we've discussed, it's quite a hard time at the moment, I think, to start being a journalist. The economics of journalism are really challenging, but it's for people like me who've been in the business a long time, it's just so heartening to see young people who want to come in and sort of make a difference in a profession which I believe is so important. So congratulations to you.
Naresh, get your mic, please.
Thank you very much. And thank you, Francisco. Sorry, I forgot you.
It's a very difficult surname, I totally understand.
And Marcela, thank you very much for coming all the way.
Brighton?
Brighton, yes. And Chris, and all the speakers, thank you very much. And now please enjoy lunch.